Hi, Rose here with the Redeemed Roadrunners RV channel. Well, we bought the truck. We got a deposit on a fifth wheel camper, and the truck's loaded up and ready to roll. We loaded it with all the bare essentials that we would need when we got to the camper, sheets and a few kitchen things and that sort of thing. And there wasn't much room in the back of that, at the bed of that truck with that fifth wheel hitch that was back there. So, and it had one of the covers that goes over top. So we loaded up what we could. Some of it had to go in the back seat too, and we were just stocked to the hilt. I have to say, I felt a little like the Beverly Hillbillies going down the road, and except ours was undercover. So we're heading out to Oregon, 2,900 miles in a truck. No bathroom on board. A little different for us in our traveling in the past 9 years. Rocky, stop whining, baby. That's my little baby whining. We had not stayed in hotels for years. We've never stayed in an Airbnb, and we would experience them on our way. And we were fortunate enough to find affordable ones that would allow a dog to stay with us there, that you can hear. My whiny little puss is can't stand to be in a different room from me. He's got to be in the same room with me, and it's got to be the room that he wants to be in, not the one that I'm in. He's old, 13 years old, and very needy. But anyway, off the subject. We were staying in motels and Airbnbs on our way out to Oregon, and we were fortunate to find ones that allowed the dog to stay through bringfido.com. That was very helpful to us. So if you haven't heard of that website and you have animals and are traveling and need a place to stay like that, that's the first place I would look. We were a little worried about him because he's always had a little hiking issue. And I don't mean walking through the woods hiking, but he was so good. It was almost like he knew he could do this where we were. So we were just really proud of him. He didn't try to hike, not once. On our trip out to Oregon, we made two fun stops. First was at the St. Louis Arch. We've been by it a few times, but never stopped, and I wanted to go up inside and go to the top. This was our first view of the arch at the site. It was a very cloudy day, but at least the rain had stopped. This is my feet in front of the National Park rug. I wonder how many people don't know it's a national park. I don't know that I did. This door opens to your car to the top. It wasn't very big. This little thing held 5 or 6 people. At the top of the arch, it's set up with a nice ledge for you to bend over to get a good look outside. That's the old courthouse in the center of this one. On the other side was the river, and a building is a casino. Back down at the entry and museum, displayed is the first light that was atop the arch. This beautiful carving was impressive. This is a close-up of the left side, the center, and the right side. The museum was laid out in different rooms with wide open entrances. This one from 1804 to 1840 was all about Thomas Jefferson's vision of St. Louis being the gateway to the West. The colonial era was between 1840 and 1860, different outlooks by different people, and another display of the early pioneers. Snapped this shot of this curved glass building just because I thought it was neat. And who doesn't love a pretty plant and the American flag? We also stopped at Multnomah Falls in Oregon. I am only putting one picture here because there will be a whole video dedicated to it later on. After Multnomah, we've almost completed the 2,900-mile journey to the dealership where we will pick up our fifth wheel. So stay tuned. Next video will be at the RV dealer. Keep on keeping up with us.